Hello, family. Today I'm coming to you guys with a story out of West Virginia. Now, this story actually happened back in 2016, but there's an update that happened to the story this year. So that's why I'm reporting this story. So, this story is about a 15-year-old black boy named James Means that got shot and killed by a 62-year-old white man named William Pullum. So, I'm just going to report the story to you guys, then I'm going to come back and give my thoughts. So on November 16th, 2016, James and William got into a verbal altercation outside a local Dollar General. After the initial argument, Pullum, the white male, went inside the Dollar General to go shopping. James, the black kid, went to the house of a nearby friend. It was reported that after William left the store, he walked past the house where James and his friends was gathered outside. The two began arguing once again. When James left the porch to approach him, William pulled out a gun and shot James twice in the abdomen. The teen died shortly at a local hospital. Now, the criminal complaint against Pullum stated that he showed no remorse for the shooting. Also, it was stated and documented that he told the police the way he looks at it is that that's another piece of trash off the street. It was also reported that after the shooting, William went to go meet with a friend for dinner, all while the teen was lying dead in the hospital. Shortly after the investigation, Pullum was charged with first-degree murder. Now, that concludes the story. Now, let me get my thoughts about it. Now, we all know if the black person was the villain or was the person at fault of the incident, they would waste no time to include that. And I checked all over in different articles, and I could never find the information about why they was arguing and who started the argument. That's why I'm starting to believe that this white man, William, started the whole thing. Given the history and the reputation of the beast, I think the white man started the argument. Even after he left the store, why would he have to walk past the house and even stop to argue with the little boy again? I mean, it seemed like he was looking for trouble. I mean, he's a 62-year-old man trying to pick a fight with a 15-year-old kid. That kid is young enough to be his grandchild. It don't make no sense, right? The other question I have is, where was the parents of the 15-year-old black kid? Where was the parents? Where was the father or where was the mother? A lot of time in these stories, man, when you hear these stories where these kids get killed by a white adult, male or female, whatever, it's never no parent around. There's never no father or no mother. I don't understand that. Now, we all know that white men love picking fights with young children, young black children, that is, and our black women. Why? Because they're easy targets. Now, you never see videos or even read stories about them picking fights with men their age or even men their size. If that young kid's father was present, that kid would still be alive today. That little boy would still been alive if his father was there. If James' father was there, that 62-year-old white man would never pick the fight with him or wouldn't even approach him the first or the second time. After William shot the kid, they said he went and ate dinner at a friend's house. When I heard that, guess what came to mind, people? Do y'all remember that story of the Jordan Davis story and Michael Dunn that happened back in 2012? The story where the white man killed the black little boy at the gas station because he had his music playing too loud? And guess what Dunn did after he killed him? He went to his hotel to have dinner with his wife and drink wine. After he killed Jordan, he and his wife celebrated and made a toast for killing a nigga in her hotel. Didn't even report it. Now I'm going to give y'all a precept out the Bible that supports this story. Zechariah 11:4-5. Thus said the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Now what that scripture sound like, people? Whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty. who've been killing y'all for 400 years and finding themselves not guilty for 400 years. Don't never have no remorse for what they do to cause our destruction. They don't even admit their wrongdoings. They just tell you to get over it. But we gonna get back to the story. I just have to give you that precept out the scripture that support the story. So we was talking about both cases, how they're the same, right? With the Dunn case in the 2012, and this case I'm talking about, 2016. How both perpetrators showed no remorse. They both had nonchalant attitudes, no empathy. You can't see the resemblance between both of the perpetrators. And do y'all remember what I told you that Williams said to the police after he shot the kid? He said, that's another piece of trash off the street. That's what he told the police. Now, we all know what he meant by that. Remember when I told you guys there was an update to the story that happened this year? Well, William was convicted of the fatal shooting of the 15-year-old little boy. The 62-year-old died in jail this year. Now, they don't know how he died. They was found unresponsive in his jail cell. They say no foul play was involved, but I don't know. What y'all think? Y'all think he died from natural causes, or you think somebody got to that fool? Either way, I'm going to say what y'all thinking. I think he got the right judgment.